From the Prelude by William Wordsworth.
O pleasant exercise of hope and joy! For mighty were the auxiliars which then stood upon our side, us who were strong in love. Bliss was it in that dawn to be alive, but to be young was very heaven. O times in which the meager, stale, forbidding ways of custom, law, and statute took at once the attraction of a country and romance! When reason seemed the most to assert her rights, when most intent on making of herself a prime enchantress, to assist the work which then was going forward in her name. Not favored spots alone, but the whole earth, the beauty war of promise, that which sets, as at some moments might not be unfelt among the bowers of paradise itself, the budding rose above the rose full blown. What temper at the prospect did not wake to happiness unthought of? The inert were roused, and lively natures rapt away. They who had fed their childhood upon dreams, the playfellows of fancy, who had made all powers of swiftness, subtlety, and strength their ministers, who in lordly wise had stirred among the grandest objects of the sense, and dealt with whatsoever they found there, as if they had within some lurking right to wield it, they too, who of gentle mood had watched all gentle motions, and to these had fitted their own thoughts, schemers more mild, and in the region of their peaceful selves, now was it that both found, the meek and lofty, did both find helpers to their heart's desire, and stuff at hand, plastic as they could wish, were called upon to exercise their skill, not in utopia, subterranean fields, or some secreted island, heaven knows where, but in the very world, which is the world of all of us, the place where in the end we find our happiness or not at all. But now, become oppressors in their turn, Frenchmen had changed a war of self-defense for one of conquest, losing sight of all which they had struggled for, now mounted up, openly in the eye of earth and heaven, the scale of liberty. I read her doom with anger vexed, with disappointment sore, but not dismayed, nor taking to the shame of a false prophet. While resentment rose, striving to hide, what naught could heal, the wounds of mortified presumption, I adhered more firmly to old tenets, and to prove their temper, strained them more, and thus, in heat of contest, did opinions every day grow into consequence, till round my mind they clung, as if they were its life, nay more, the very being of the immortal soul. I summoned my best skill, and toiled intent to anatomize the frame of social life, yea, the whole body of society searched to its heart. Share with me, friend, the wish that some dramatic tale, endued with shapes livelier, and flinging out less guarded words than suit the work we fashion, might set forth what then I learned, or think I learned, of truth, and the errors into which I fell, betrayed by present objects, and by reasonings false from their beginnings, inasmuch as drawn out of a heart that had been turned aside from nature's way by outward accidents, and which are thus confounded, more and more misguided and misguiding. So I fared, dragging all precepts, judgments, maxims, creeds, like culprits to the bar, calling the mind, suspiciously, to establish in plain day her titles and her honors, now believing, now disbelieving, endlessly perplexed with impulse, motive, right and wrong, the ground of obligation, what the rule and whence the sanction, till demanding formal proof, and seeking it in everything, I lost all feeling of conviction, and in fine, sick, wearied out with contrarieties, yielded up moral questions in despair.